Sometimes we suggest that men and women shouldn't give each other shoes. In our Eastern heritage, there are some things that you just never give as gifts to someone. I know that's a Western idea. Why? Given that it's a gift for a very special individual, it must be meaningful to them. Indeed, you should always keep in mind that these are the things you should never part with. Hi everyone, this is HorrorTube. A gift is something you give to someone with the best of intentions. It is something that you should never part with. The greatest approach to do it is to give them what they really need. If it is meant to symbolize your honor, contentment, wealth, or prosperity, you should proceed with much more caution. This is something that should only ever be given to someone who really needs it. It should never be handed away inanely. Yes, the 5 concepts I'm about to discuss with you should never be taken lightly and should always be shared with others, as our forebears taught us. It is also forbidden to imitate other individuals in some situations. This is referred to as bringing imitation into the home. Now let's talk about what it means to follow your road to happiness and prosperity. What you should never give up and what you should never take away. Above all, items you should never part with. First, a plant from your own home. Yes, this is a houseplant of mine. It is a living being. Grown in our picture, our family tree is a member. More like a house pet, really. Think of it like a dog or cat. Without a question, that dog or cat would be considered a member of your family. Really, that is accurate. Likewise, this plant has already acclimated to your presence, if it is entirely yours, and has had lots of care. This would never be acceptable to a tree that views itself as a child and a member of a family. A subject studied in your course is represented by my tree. Of course, this could negate the harmonizing luck of your course. It had to be given to someone as a gift. The recipient of the tree should be someone you love or respect, not the tree itself. Second-hand furniture. I see this furniture as a statistical representation of happiness. If something is out of date and useless, it should always be disposed of rather than given away. Sharing furnishings in this way is important. For this reason, our ancestors never removed or replaced any furniture after they hung it. Why? If it belongs to the wife, it means she is going out of the house. If it belongs to the husband, it means he has 3 operations. In addition, you should never give it away because doing so implies that your child has a gastrointestinal issue if it belongs to them. If it needs to be replaced, it makes sense to get rid of it because its useful life is coming to an end. Third place goes to the cap. My honor is symbolized by this cap. The ladies of our ancestors would wear it differently depending on their position, and they would never give it to anybody else. Samurai of the Warring States period wore various colors according to their rank. He continued to act in this formal manner even after receiving an honor. This honor is yours alone, and you cannot grant it to anybody else. I have a hat that represents your good fortune. Of course, hats are made in a wide variety of styles these days. Stated differently, a well-fitting hat with a tidy brim represents high luck in our age-old feng shui arithmetic. Our ancestors would help out with a rope or a samurai's horn of sure, but never with a lampshade. It is accurate to say that this is a mathematical phrase for bestowing praise upon others. Right now, the purse is the 4th. Wallets made of paper or silk imprinted with letters or other designs were previously carried by our ancestors. Feng Shui, as I have shown, is an unconsciously practiced discipline. Yes, you are giving away your money to others in this way. You should never give away your old wallet, even if you're giving someone a brand new one. Unless the recipient is a spouse or family member who is in the same financial condition as you, or unless you both have a disability, giving it to someone else can be seen as a display of trust. It's true that it may be interpreted as a disrespectful gesture. That could mean something like, "I'm going to share my wealth with you because I'm rich," or anything like that. It might represent happiness and love within the family, as well as a high degree of trust in other individuals. Of course, it's also a way to divide your money. Recall that in any other country, you would never give a wallet to an unrelated person. We are currently on the 6th chapter of the book. The major one reflects what you have learned. Books are the perfect present for a teacher. They should also be signed by someone you respect. The books on my shelf bear witness to my credentials and experience, and our feng shui expert is clearly deciphering the significance. I own books, and the rightful beneficiaries are my disciples or my employees. These are the items that should never be available. The first one has old furniture. As was already established, furniture is an artwork that captures the spirit of the person who once owned it. It would still be problematic if it belonged to a living person, of course. This was a deceased person's property, therefore it should never be taken or acquired. That this might have an impact on the stability, contentment, and order of our household. Having said that, it doesn't matter if the furniture is well worn, but poorly kept secondhand or antique. I hope you'll be one of those people who thinks it matters to know how long the furniture's owner has had it. I've seen people rip things out of apartments that belong to other people just because they don't want them there, but that is unacceptable. Second place goes to other people's devices. If it's a picture or frame with a backstory, or if it's a sharp gun, you're in big trouble. A sharp object will bring anger into your home. Recall that a picture or frame with a story on it can start a fire. Of course, if you really want to bring anything in, make sure you pay for it. No matter how ugly something is in the world, once you pay for it, it no longer has that quality and becomes something you purposefully bring into your home to inflict damage. The third is the deceased's equipment and clothing. It is usual to send the deceased's remains up to heaven on a clear day and burn them. My father's and mother's possessions are also listed. It doesn't matter what it is or whether it was bought with money. If it is something that belongs to someone else, it is disrespectful. Everywhere in the globe are domains of life and death. In this life domain, things can be changed by being given a purpose. In this death realm, they must be discarded. Of course, I want you to know that anything that is a souvenir or that belongs to my parents may be kept, as not all of them have extremely strong death energies. We talked about things that are never appropriate to bring into the family these days, like happiness and, as I often say, not dying for other people. Feng Shui is an art that assesses an object's direction and strength in relation to its surroundings. Lastly, I would want to wish you all the prosperity and happiness that life has to offer. I swear to always make an effort to give you the right advice and instruction. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much.